Being mature to me means accepting that you have flaws and accepting that you're not perfect. Also, maturity means to me is that you're not afraid to say what's on your mind if it's nicely, and that you're not scared to stand up for what you believe in. And also, maturity means to me means you take accountability for your actions, and that you don't blame it on society, you don't blame it on the government, you don't blame it on other people in your life, you don't blame it on God, you don't blame it on the devil. It's your responsibility. You take responsibility for your actions and your thinking. Yeah, certain circumstances are going to make you sad, but it's your choice to let that sadness make you give up, or it's your choice to let it get to you where you don't want to reach your dreams anymore. It's your choice to get out of bed and to make something of yourself. It's not the government's job. It's not other people's job. It's your job. God can help you and the devil can discourage you, but we have free will. So it's your job. Take responsibility for your own actions. Also, being mature means getting a job, means paying your bills, means taking care of your children and teaching them the right and wrong way if you have children. Being mature means that you know that everybody has a flaw, and that you accept people's differences, and you accept the fact that you're not perfect, and that you're going to make mistakes, and that you're not always right. I think maturity means taking responsibility for your actions and for your life and for who you are and what you do in your life. Like, if you got big or obese, not saying that, not judging obese people or anything, but if you go to McDonald's every day, you can't blame that on McDonald's. They're not forcing you to go. And you can't blame it on healthy stuff being too expensive, because there's food stamps. Maybe you can't get food stamps, but pasta only costs $1 and that's more healthy than McDonald's. You can't blame the fact that you never learned, your parents didn't teach you how to cook, is why you don't cook. Learn how to do it. You don't need other people to learn how to do something. Just try it and don't give up. And that's another thing about maturity, is when you don't succeed, not to give up on it, that you keep trying. Another thing about being mature means doing what you love to do, not what other people want you to do. And to do what you think is right, not what everybody else thinks is right. And maturity comes with believing in yourself and not letting anybody else tell you what you should be doing and how you should be acting. Means believing in yourself despite what people say. If you get bullied and you start eating to deal with that bullying, is that the bully's fault? No. That is kind of your fault, because you didn't get the help from a therapist, or because you chose to eat it. Nobody can really force you to do something. It's your choice. 2 people in my family are dying of cancer. Is my anxiety or depression their fault because they have cancer? No. Whose fault is that? Mine. Because I let it worry me and bother me. Is it hard to deal with? Yes. Did I give up on it? No. It means accepting the fact that they're going to die. Means accepting the fact that I am going to be sad. and accepting the fact that life is not perfect. Maturity comes with knowing what is right and wrong and standing up for what you believe in. That doesn't mean there's not going to be consequences for it. It just means that you're not afraid to be who you are, and that you take responsibility and accountability, and that you accept people's difference. And just because somebody doesn't know grammar that good does not mean they need to go back to school. Just means the flaw is grammar and spelling. That doesn't mean they're not smart at math. That doesn't mean they're not smart in other ways. Smartness is in different ways. And just because somebody's book smart doesn't mean they have wisdom, not wisdom in other places. And being mature means that you give up the right, that you are not always right, and that you give up the fact that you are not trying to prove that you are always right. Do you want to be right all the time? Or do you want to help other people feel good about themselves? Do you want to make other people feel like they're not superior? Or do you want other people to feel like they're at the bottom of the chain from you just because they're different or don't know grammar, or just because they have a disability, or just because they're single or married or not married? Or do you want them to be at the same level field as you? Because everybody should be at the same level field as you. If you're trying to be superior to everybody else, then you're not going to get anywhere in life, because you're not going to try to measure up to other people. You're always going to try to be above other people if you're superior. And I think everybody is a genius in their own right. And just because your house is a mess does not mean you're not responsible. Just means that it's not a priority. But what should be a priority is your kids, if you have kids, God, and believing in yourself, and accepting people for who they are, and accepting their opinions, and not always trying to be right. And just because somebody has a mental illness or a disability does not mean they can't teach you something, or does not mean a person without a disability can't be friends with a disability. It means going beyond what you think and being with somebody that you don't think you will get along with. That is maturity to me. The one who receives the seed that falls among the thorn is the man who hears the word. But the worries of this life and the desires fullness of wealth choke it, make it unfaithful. That means to me that you receive God's love when you don't focus on worldly things, that you focus on what the Lord wants, and that you don't go after things in this world. You go after what God's will is, and that you help other people out and help them, build them up. And if you get angry at somebody, say sorry and try to change yourself. Be who you are. Make the world a better place by just being who you are. And by getting up in the morning, you can change your life by just being who you are, and accept that people are different without judging them. And take responsibility for your actions and accountability. Bye!